Look at this, folks. Pittsburgh is about to hit a rough patch and folks are getting worried. Starting now, if you call the cops in Pittsburgh because someone's messing around, stealing stuff, or even worse, between 3 a.m. and 7 a.m., don't expect them to show up. Now, 3 a.m. and 7 a.m., it is dark because it's usually getting light around 7:45 due to daylight saving time. So it's dark between those 4 hours. Like they said, no police is rolling up for theft, harassment, criminal, mischief, or even burglary. So we have a tweet from @InWokeness basically saying, breaking, Pittsburgh police will no longer respond to certain calls and will instead be redirecting people to a telephone unit. Those crimes include theft, harassment, criminal mischief, burglary alarms, etc. Additionally, there will only be 20 police officers patrolling the entire city from 3 a.m. to 7 a.m. This comes amidst staffing shortages. This tweet has 2.6 million views. 2.6 million views has seen it and heard it as well. Now we have more on what's actually going on behind the police department. So the police stations will be ghost towns. I mean, everybody is talking about this right now. It even got Elon Musk attention, and he's basically responding to another tweet that basically saying the same thing about @libs of TikTok saying Pittsburgh will no longer respond to certain calls, including theft, harassment, criminal mischief, and burglary alarms. It's basically telling people to buy ammo, buy firearms. The police will not protect you. And Elon Musk is basically saying, so they will only respond to extreme violence? Makes you think, right? And also people are wondering, who's going to be looking out for the women, kids, and elderly? How many women, the elderly, and the children will be targeted? Effectively, it's the wild, wild west between 3 to 7 a.m. as stated by firearms, by ammo, practice shooting. If I was a criminal or a drug dealer, I know what my hours of operation will be. So, like people are saying, it's like they're living in a movie. The wild, wild west, but not the fun kind. Okay, with cops stepping back during those hours, it's a free-for-all for trouble. And then we have actually breaking at 9/11, basically saying the same thing. What could go wrong? Pittsburgh police will stop sending officers to certain emergency calls. Will redirect them to telephone unit. I want you guys to take a look at this video because this is basically the city of Pittsburgh, the police officer crew, basically giving Pittsburgh major update changes right from their city. So let's take a look.
So when there's a event that doesn't require, it's not in progress, we're going to take and reroute that call to our telephone reporting unit, which will be operational from 7 a.m. to 3 a.m. And then the hours from 3 a.m. to 7, those calls will be queued up for the person that comes in at 7 a.m. to take the reports in the morning.
You heard what he said. There's major updates going on right now. And if you're in trouble, you're on your own. You'll call 11 and it's a chat, not a rescue. Just 20 officers covering all of Pittsburgh in the wee hours. They say it's enough, but hey, if you are me hiding from a burglar at 3 a.m., jotting down the ordeals for the record is not going to cut it at all. I mean, we're looking at major changes, no cops for what they're calling non-emergency stuff. Basically, they're saying you got an issue, you're talking it over the phone. And yeah, this is happening because basically they're short on police, way short. I mean, 20 officers, that's really short. Everyone's talking, including the residents, the council, even the police union. This isn't just a little shakeup, it's a whole new game. But let's talk about what could go wrong. Pittsburgh's basically rolled out the red carpet for trouble. A 4-hour window where it's open season for crime. That's unheard of. You dial 911 hoping for help and what? You get a whole time longer than your music playlist. I mean, this move that they're trying to make, it's a big gamble. And if crime spikes, you gotta wonder, will other cities follow suit? Because a lot of other cities are actually short on polices too. Imagine a trend where calling for help gets you a wait time instead of an actual response. They might even include AI in this stuff, right? AI police. I mean, who's to know what's really going to go on behind this stuff? I mean, maybe they're using new technology to help with this. I mean, that's what it sounds like. I mean, they're using AI to give you guys robotic responses. I mean, it's a wild thought, right? But here we are. Pittsburgh's experiment could be a sign of things to come elsewhere if we're not careful. It's kind of funny in a you gotta laugh or you'll cry way. Hello, this is 911. Your whole time is now 4 hours. Yeah, that type of you laugh or cry later. But for real, this is a developing story.
Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all the praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of the great millstone who rule and teach well. Peace and safety and much blessings to the Akim that is pushing this truth out the four corners of the earth in all truth and sincerity and diligence. Shalom. All right, and you see with this video, we're just going into, in Pittsburgh, the law enforcement won't be operating in the hours of 3 a.m. to 7 a.m., all right, which is a big window for a lot of, criminal activity, to take place, okay? And you got to think about it, like stuff like this, the way how things happen whenever, there's crime that goes on, while there's operating hours, in what you would say office hours, right? People always getting, robbed, and, women always getting raped, and women always, I ain't gonna say women, but, a lot of things happen, right, throughout the day, all right? Somebody being, deleted. All right, now think about, when, all right, cops not responding. It's like a straight up purge, Theft, right? They're not going to be responding to these calls. If it's not an actual thing that's going on, right, an actual, crime that's happening at the moment, or something, if it's not deadly serious, they say, if you will, it's not deadly serious, and they're not coming. They're going to send you to what? A phone line. Okay? Now you got to think about that. Place yourself in that scenario. Okay? Somebody's broke into your house, right? Cops not coming. They break into your house. You got these independent women with these children. Because that's one thing that she did say. She said that who's going to look after the women and the children and the elderly? Nah, man, this is basically the Lord's judgment finna come down, man. These are the plagues that are not slacking. Look, let me grab that. This is the beginning of that. This is 2 Ezra 16 and 37. It says, behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. As when a woman with child in her 9th month bringing forth her son, with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb, which pains when the child cometh forth, they slack not a moment. Even so shall not the plagues be slack to come on earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. All right, so like this thing, what's finna happen, man? I can just, I can see that, man, through the spirit, man. They like that. Crime, we're not answering at these, these certain times. In Pittsburgh doing it now, another city doing it, and another city doing it. Because what? Nobody wants to be a part of the police force these days, man. All right, because really what I see, is that the internet, TikTok, all these different social media platforms has broken that barrier between society and law enforcement. You see? Nobody look at law enforcement as they authority figures anymore, right? You got people that's not authority figures that know the law better than these so-called lawmen. Okay? So now you having this situation here to where the cops are not responding. They're not going to respond, so therefore you on your own. So now whenever you're on your own, you're going to be trying to call on Jesus Christ, and Jesus Christ is not going to be there for you. Right? It's going to be you and the Lord's judgment. You see? Harassment, burglary, right? A woman in her house, being taken whatever way that man feels, man. And it ain't like you can just call the cops and they just won't come right in and there. No, man, this thing is going to happen. And then you're going to call the lawmen, and they're going to put your ass on a helpline, man. Okay? Think about that. You women that that's entitled, man, especially that woman that was talking great swelling words against the Most High. Our brother seen that video. She was speaking great swelling words. She's gonna be in that predicament, man. Lord willing, right? All the words that she said against the Lord, she gonna have to eat that, man. You see, in her city, wherever she at, the cops not gonna respond. So however that man feel that day, that's what you gonna get, man. You see? Because nobody is regarding the cops, man, right? Nobody caring about these cops, man. And the Lord is going to allow these things to happen the way he wants them to happen to you. If if you're on that side of the Lord's judgment. All right, this is Ezekiel 23 and let's see. I'm going to just, read 25. It says, and I will set my jealousy against thee, and they shall deal furiously with thee. They shall take away thy nose and thine ear, and thy remnant shall fall by the sword. They shall take thy sons and thy daughters, and thy residue shall be devoured in the fire. And they shall strip thee out of thy clothes, and take away thy fair jewels. Thus will I make thy lewdness to cease from thee, and thy whoredom brought from the land of Egypt, so that thou shalt not lift up thy eyes unto them, nor remember Egypt any more. For thus says the Lord Yahweh, behold, I will deliver thee into the hand of them that thou hatest, to the hand of them whom thy mind is alienated, and they shall deal with thee hatefully, and shall take away all thy labor, and shall leave thee naked and bare, and the nakedness of thy whoredom shall be discovered, both thy lewdness and thy whoredom. I will do these things unto thee, because thou hast gone a whoring after the heathen, and because thou art polluted with their idols. You see? And that's 2/3 of our nation, man. They have walked, according to the ideology of these heathens, man. All right. So the Lord is going to allow things like this to happen. Right. This is the collapse of this society, man. All right. The infrastructure of it. You see. So therefore, they take all these cops. They don't have any law enforcement. Right. So now what they're gonna be forced to use? Oh, hey, this is the problem. Here's the solution. Now they're gonna pull out these robot dogs, right? Now you got all these immigrants, has them flooded the United States. Now, they can be law enforcement now. They can carry weapons now. This is in the news, man. These things are happening in the news. Okay? So you put yourself in that predicament, man, all right? To where you can't call the cops, man. Things are happening. Dangerous things are happening, right? Think about the movie Purge, man. You got some weirdo just lighting up, bottles of flammable substance, and lighting it up and throwing it in your window, Things like that, man. Things like that. Like, it's going to be crazy out here, right? Think about that happening in a city near you, and ain't nobody gonna care about the cops. Nobody's gonna care about the same man that you see shopping in Walmart, man. Ain't nobody gonna care about a badge. This is 2 Ezra 15 and give me a second. 2 Ezra 15. Where is it? This is 2 Ezra 15 and 18. It says, for because of their pride. I'm going to start it. I'm going to read 16. It says, I'm going to start at 14. It says, woe to the world and them that dwell therein. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. And one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands, man. Okay, you're gonna have ops rolling on ops, man. Right? You're gonna have, these, like I say, you're gonna have these men, right? That probably got issues with down the street with the neighbors, man. All right, y'all. You got Keisha that's probably didn't put her baby daddy on child support and said all kind of crazy stuff to him. Nah, hey, look, this is my chance to get at you. For there shall be sedition among men invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. Right? Nobody's gonna care about these cops, man. And their actions, right, shall stand in their power, man. However they feel that night, It'll be a Tuesday night, 4 o'clock in the morning. You know, I've been waiting to get at this nigga. I've been waiting to get at this woman, right? It's going to be whatever they want it to be, man. Right? Or whatever, I'm going to say this, whatever the Lord allows it to be. Whatever judgment the Lord wants to push forth. Verse 17, and a man shall desire to go in a city and shall not be able. For because of their pride, cities shall be troubled, houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity on his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and great tribulations. And this is going directly into Jacob's trouble, man. All right. Are you and even with the lawmen, like how you've abused your power, your authority. All right. There's a lot of jakes that want to get at you so-called lawmen, man. Right. Walking around here with this with your chest all poked out because you got a piece of metal that backs you up, man. You know, all that's gonna go out the window, bro. You see, they said that they only had 20 lawmen to patrol. You know, and hey, man, these things, hey, this is not a game, right? The Lord said, "Evil and only evil shall come," man. Okay. So think about that. Think about what's to come. You know, we have a very short time in this place, man. So with that, Lord willing, you will edify. Shalom.